Okay, so welcome to Chimp on Cars. Today we're looking at steering, and I'm going to show you some uses of the steering wheel for our driving test and for general day-to-day use. We're going to look at crossing our arms over, we're going to look at the shuffling technique, and we're going to talk about how we pass our driving test, which is what a lot of you guys are here for. This is a little bit more of a basic driving lesson one. We'll keep it short, we'll keep it simple, and let's see how we get on. We'll also, at the end, just do a little bit of slow manoeuvring where we can cross our arms over, and I'll give you a quick demonstration of that as well. Okay, so first of all, got a reasonably tight junction here to turn right out of, so I'm just going to shuffle the wheel from side to side. Now, I've been doing this for years. I can make that look reasonably straightforward, and you know, it don't have to be perfect, but you can make it look as easy as possible by practicing it a little bit. Let's take a road on the right here, so let me show you that one more time. So I'm just going to come back onto my side, and it's safe to turn across, so I'm going to do it nice and slow for you there. There we go, just passing the wheel from one hand to the other, and I can guide the car, straighten it up perfectly into the road that I'm heading into. I've been driving for years. I will make it look easy. So these guys are stopping, so we're going to continue on through. Right then, so for parked cars such as these, we just need to rotate the wheel from side to side. No need to start taking our hands off the wheel and shuffling about for parked cars necessarily. Bends in the road, things like that. We're more talking about when we do a chunk of steering, you know, a junction, for example. And like I say, at the end, we'll have a quick look at a slow manoeuvre where we will demonstrate crossing our arms. Okay, so we're going to go left at the end of this road here. So check my mirrors and signal left. And we don't actually need to stop completely, so I've just put a little bit of early steering in there just to pre-position the car, and then just keeping us on the correct side of the road. Right then, okay, so let's do a little bit of arm crossing, which I know gets a lot of talk on social media and stuff. So let me just first of all just go across this roundabout. So I'm just going to make sure we're safe, and we are. Excellent. Okay then, so I'm going to take the road on the left, and I'm going to actually cross my arms and show you a bad steering technique. So let's take a quick look at that. So if I keep my hands fixed there like a racing driver, I get to that point there and I'm stuck. I can't cross my arms any further than that point, which, you know, wasn't enough to get around the corner, so I had to make an adjustment, as you saw. Okay, so let's look at another poor steering technique. That's where we just pass the wheel from hand to hand. We've got both hands on the same side there. So basically, if my left hand goes up over the top, let's take this little road on the right actually, signal nice and early, bring the speed down. Okay, so if my left hand goes up and over the top, then that's not such a good steering technique. As you can see, it can be done. I've got nice power steering in this car, very easy to do that, but we're not going to do it on our driving test. We're going to try and minimise the amount we cross our arms over the top on our driving test to ensure that we create a good impression for the examiner. You know, let's pass this test, let's get that job done, tick that off the list, and we won't have to do it again. So we're going to go left at the end here, we've got another learner. So these guys are a little bit slow. It is an easy junction with no traffic coming, so they're just finding their biting point and moving on out, which is fine, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of pre-steering in there, and then I'm going to cross my arms over as I come out. You see, I'm going to do that there, and it's actually enough for that particular junction. Works out okay. So why would I not do that? Well, let's again do it here. So if I cross my arms over, I'm stuck. If I need to turn more left, then I can't turn more left. You know, my arms are fixed, aren't they? You know, I can't break my arms just to move the steering wheel a bit more. So that's why we don't do it. That's why we try and avoid doing it, and it helps us to, you know, be able to react to things if something happens as we turn into a road, for example. So let's turn into this one, and then, like I said, we will have a look at slow manoeuvring, which is a little bit different. Nice push-pull steering there. You see how easy I make it look, just gliding the wheel from hand to hand. It takes practice, and I know we don't like practice on certain things in life, but learning to drive, you know, you don't have to do it perfectly, but I enjoy practicing it. I enjoy driving well. Okay, so let's go down to the end of this road and we'll do a slow manoeuvre after we've turned out of this junction. So let's turn right at the end of the road. Nice easy junction, so I'm going to position the car nicely. You can't see anything coming either way. Fantastic, good, good, good. Right, okay, so let's pull up on the left then. So if I'm going to do a slow manoeuvre, no need to signal, nobody about. So you may remember Back in the old days, we used to do a turn in the road manoeuvre for a driving test. 3-point turn, we would call it. So let's have a look at one of those, and let's see that when we're on our driving test, if we are doing slow manoeuvring, we are actually allowed to cross our arms, do whatever we need to do. As long as we've got control of the steering wheel and we've got control of the car, we're going to pass our driving test, whether we're coming up to a roundabout or whether we're doing a slow manoeuvre, as I'm going to practice here. We're just looking at to have that good control of the car on the you know, the open roads, the busier roads. Then, you know, having a bit of a shuffle of the steering wheel from side to side. If you can make that look good, then you're going to demonstrate you've got great control of the car, and the examiner's going to love it. Okay, so slow manoeuvring though, I don't need to shuffle the wheel from side hand to hand here, even on my driving test. So let's have a look around. Don't actually do this on the driving test anymore, but you know, just pass the wheel round. Nice quick pass. Steer it back a bit more into reverse, checking all around, and again just spinning the wheel round. Okay, safe both ways. Okay, so cross my arms and move the wheel quite a bit there. Let's look at one last bad technique for steering, which I know comes up a lot, and you'll have the full range of what could happen. So I'm going to go left at this one. So when I've turned left, let's have a look. So yeah, we are safe. So to straighten up the wheel, I can take my hands off the wheel. Notice how it straightens itself up. Let me show you that again. I'm going to turn right this time. I'll go nice and slow. So I'm going to spin the wheel quite a bit to turn me in, and then to straighten it up, I can let go of it. You notice how it pretty much works out okay. But if at any point there, while it was straightening itself up, something had happened, I'm not gripping the wheel. Neither of my hands are touching the wheel. So I will have a delayed reaction if somebody ran out of a driveway or something unusual happened. So that's why we don't let the wheel spin to straighten up. Okay then, so we've looked at some good techniques, we've looked at some bad techniques, and we've discussed it a bit. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What are you going to be doing? If you've got a test coming up, have you been practicing push-pull? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys are up to. Take care. See you in the next video.